What does it mean to guard our hearts? Hey, I'm Stephanie Ray. Let's talk about what it is not, and 2 ways to guard our hearts through relationships. Proverbs 4:23 advises us to guard our hearts, for it is the wellspring of life. The word guard here is not a military term. It's not defensive, and it does not mean putting a pit bull in front of the door to your heart. The word guard here means to carefully tend to, like a young child in whom you're investing in their development, or tending to a garden, putting time and effort into it in order to produce something beautiful. Tending to our hearts could mean taking time to determine who is safe to open up to. It could mean finding ways to process our emotions, like through journaling or art, or it could mean finding a counselor to help you process pain in order to heal the wounds of your heart. When we carefully tend to our hearts, it brings forth life. We know that when we are down and depressed, it affects every area of our life. It makes it difficult to study in school, concentrate at work, and it robs our relationships of depth and fulfillment. On the other hand, if our hearts are carefully tended to, we feel capable and confident. So here are 2 ways to keep your hearts alive through relationships. First, develop a support team. These are people who are cheering you on and helping you live life to the full. They may not necessarily be people in your tribe, like people you spend a lot of time with, but these are people who can give you advice or just sit and listen without judgment. Mine include the counselors at my equipping center. They validate me, they give me tools to better communicate, and they're helping to heal the wounds of my heart. It also includes my naturopathic doctor, who gets me and is able to determine areas in my physical health that could be due to stress. It includes my massage therapist, who I don't see often, but who enables me to do things that I enjoy. And it includes an older friend who will sit and listen. I bless you to have divine encounters to meet people who will be part of your support team. And then we have to prioritize and spend time with them. The second way to keep your heart alive through relationships is guarding your heart in romantic relationships. This can mean finding someone who is trustworthy, finding someone who is emotionally available, and that means finding someone who is able to give and receive love. So that's not someone who is currently in a romantic relationship. They will not be able to give you the time and attention that you deserve. And it's not someone who recently came out of a serious relationship. Not that we have to cut them off, but we just need to recognize that that relationship will take longer to develop. I recently read a book called Soul Virgins by Doug Rosenell and Michael Todd Wilson. I like it because it wasn't a list of rules, but pros and cons, and it gave the illustration of a bridge to show the development of a healthy relationship and the emotional attachments associated with each stage. So this could be a good way to have checkpoints to maintain emotional purity. In my life, I was deeply connected to a guy, but he wasn't able to love me. He was still attached to another woman and had not instilled methods to deal with his depression. So while I did spend time with him, I did not share my deepest, darkest secrets with him, and I didn't even share my current struggles. I kept that guarded, and it was a good thing because he soon married someone else. So, Michael Hyatt says in his blog, the number 1 reason to guard our hearts is that our hearts are valuable. You are valuable.